Texans and the Falcons on EA.
Riley Patterson is the kicker, and he's got it on the tee. And off we go from Houston. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
One of the best parts of the week, Mike, is when we have an opportunity to sit down and visit with these guys during the production meetings. And the thing that we both came away with was, while he was happy with the overall performance of his team a week ago, you could tell that lone interception left a bit of a bad taste in his mouth. He called that errant pass unacceptable. He doesn't plan on having too many of those in this one. Look for him to be a little bit more careful with the ball as he tries to get his team to another victory here today.
1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. On 1st down. Oh, no, right at the start, he loses the football. And this is taken in by the defense. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They are led by the man who led Michigan to the national championship in 2023, quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to play.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They put Adams in motion. On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. That's complete. It's Tank Dell. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Devin Lloyd. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone, David Montgomery. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. And he's not going to get the 1st down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
A 56-yard attempt.
He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Texans will take a 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
The Falcons offense ready for their second possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Reek Woolen brings them down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He'll complete this one. That's Deebo Samuel. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the 1st down.
Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. Now a shot downfield for Samuel.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. They can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes. It's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
Offside, defense. Still 2nd down.
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 2. A handoff as they try to run it here. And that'll give them a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. They'll motion over Samuel. On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And he'll take it on in. Travis Kelce. Touchdown, Atlanta. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. Now an opening past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Texans offense ready to get back at it. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He's got the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Over the middle, it's Harrison. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
On 1st and 10, it's Montgomery. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. He'll push forward for about a yard. Brian Burns comes off the edge to make the play. Here's a 3rd and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Off he goes. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. From the gun, here's McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. On play action, here's McCarthy. Taking a shot downfield for Adams.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
He'll find his rookie wideout from Texas. A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
And he'll be brought down at the 32 after a short pickup. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Falcons with the early lead. And more from Houston coming up in a moment. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Mahomes. And off the deflection, it is taken in. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Receiver in motion. Going right. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. Oh, no dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Putting the tight end in motion. Inside the 10, it is caught. What a pickup, a gain of 18. And it sets up 1st and goal.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. Tremble comes in motion. They'll run with Montgomery. A dive, and he's in. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Texans. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. To throw is McCarthy. He'll complete it to Adams. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. They put Kelsey in motion. It's 1st down, and they'll run. And a good tackle out wide will hold them to a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Play action now. It's McCarthy. A throw left side finds Dell. Here's a 3rd down and 4. To throw, it's McCarthy. He's got his tight end, that's Sanders. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
And the Falcons first down.
They'll turn and hand this one off. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7. He'll bring up third down. McCarthy from the gun here on third down. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with the sack.
Here's Austin McNamara now. We'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Texans offense, and Patrick Mahomes coming out for their next drive. He is in the midst of a sensational season, currently second in the NFL in passing yards. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. He'll go right and find his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. You have a tight end motioning left here. Mahomes now to throw on second down. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
On third down, they go with Montgomery. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. A couple of first downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10, up at the 42. Here's Mahomes. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Mahomes back. He'll get this out wide. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Throwing is Mahomes. He's going to keep it himself.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
2nd down and 8. Mahomes going to look to run with this one. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
Mahomes going to keep it on a designed run. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Here's Mahomes. He's got Myers on the completion. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Texans going to use the last of their timeouts here. The Texans going to turn things over to their field goal unit. This from an even 50 yards out. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Texans going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. And instead, why don't we get right back to it as we'll get ready for the third quarter. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. On 1st down, here's McCarthy. He gets it to Samuel, left side. Motion man is the tight end going right. Handoff here, up the middle. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a 1st down. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll bring this up to the 48-yard line. And that's a 1st down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. A couple of 1st downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10.
Breaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. Samuel there to make the catch. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Man in motion, heading left. McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. The middle they go. He gets free. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Falcons.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
extra point by Patterson is good. And the Falcons move out in front by a point. It's 14-13. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Texans offense and Marvin Harrison Jr. getting set for their next drive. He's put together some kind of campaign. Currently second in the NFL in touchdown receptions amongst wideouts. Mahomes on first down. Over the middle, it's Harrison. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
Mahomes now on second down. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Open down the field is Schoonmaker. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have first and goal. Right back to the air for Mahomes. He's got his big tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. Touchdown, Houston. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
This is caught. He's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense and their running back set to go once more. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 7. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us. And right now, this defense has no answers.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now a give up the middle. And that will get him back on schedule. Good pickup of 7. Sets up 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. It's a gain of 10 yards. It's good for a Falcon first down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On play action, here's McCarthy. That's downfield. He's got Sanders, the tight end. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. To the air once more is McCarthy. To the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 25-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw again. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down. Tremble comes in motion. On first down, it's Mahomes. He'll find his tight end, Tommy Tremble. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of the... 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in motion left. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Texans. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Texans have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, what a great return. All the way down to the 40-yard line.
It's always nice as an offense when you can get a lift from special teams, and that was truly a team effort. I mean, you can see it's great blocking that gave him the initial seam, and he took advantage of it. That was really well done.
The visitors' offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Play action now. It's McCarthy. Taking off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Throwing on 2nd down is McCarthy. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And 3rd down coming up. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. That's the linebacker, Devin Lloyd.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Texans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense, over 300 yards passing in the game, and has been sharp right from the start. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Mahomes. There's that man again. Another catch. On 2nd down, Mahomes. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A 1st down. They send the tight end in motion. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
This is a great example of the game within the game. They're making what they call Mike declaration, and that's what sets the responsibilities of all the protectors. And in this case, the Mike was the one who came. He's unblocked, and he's able to get home.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing is Mahomes. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a 1st down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, you might be running out of time.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Tight end going in motion here. 3rd and short. Here's Patrick. How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another 1st down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 15-yard line.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. Pass complete there to Harrison. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
That's good for the Texans. 1st down.
Tremble comes in motion.
And goal at the 7-yard line.
Mahomes back. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's in. Tommy Tremble. Touchdown, Houston. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
An extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good. And the Texans will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. This secondary will get a lot of the credit. 3 picks so far. But, Greg, the pass rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up. So often, the teams that are the most successful in this league, Mike, they have the best understanding. When our back end and our front end are working in unison, man, it puts a lot of pressure on not only the quarterback, but the entire offense.
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. McCarthy going to look to throw again. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
To throw once more, here's McCarthy. Open man, that's Adams. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. So they come to the line for first down and 10. To the air once more is McCarthy. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down. Throwing again is McCarthy. That's into the hands of Dell. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They'll try and throw it with McCarthy. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. Good pickup of 16 on that screen play and a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down.
They put Kelsey in motion. On first and 10, it's McCarthy. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. That's the linebacker, Chris Barnes.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goals, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 22-yard line.
One more time for Montgomery. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. To throw is McCarthy. That's over the middle and caught by Dell. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. Right back to Dell. He's got it again. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's McCarthy. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day.
And now the referee looks like he has gotten word from replay that he'll stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there. So that is what you want. I know sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right, and this call will stand. Throwing on 2nd down is McCarthy. Samuel has it working the middle. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. Oh, big hole left side. And he's going to take this back all the way. Touchdown, Texans. What a spectacular take back for the score. You can stay in your own end zone and just take the touchback. Better yet, go the other way and get the touchdown.
And just a great heads-up play there, Mike, not only to secure the ball in the end zone, but then to recognize he had an alley. He's able to outrun the rest of those guys, and now he finds himself taking it all the way back for 6.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here we go. One final play. That's into traffic, but taken in. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So it's a win here for the Texans. They're able to build on the solid performance of a week ago. And they make it 2 in a row with the victory here in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.